One bright morning, I was riding my bike along a sunny road when Mimi, my tiny mouse friend, suddenly stood up in my basket and pointed ahead with her little paw. Wow, she squeaked, her voice full of excitement. Look at that! I followed her gaze and my jaw dropped. In front of us stretched a huge, golden land filled with the tallest sunflowers I had ever seen. They were taller than houses, taller than the tallest trees, all smiling up at the brilliant blue sky. It was like stepping into a painting, a world made of sunshine and gold. We couldn't wait to explore, so I pedaled faster, the wheels of my bike humming against the warm path leading into the heart of this incredible place. As soon as we entered the plains, the most surprising thing happened. The sunflowers, every single one of them, turned their massive faces toward us. It wasn't a slow, lazy turn like they usually do to follow the sun. No, this was all at once, a sudden, coordinated movement that made a soft whooshing sound. And then, in a chorus of deep, warm voices, they all said, "Hello." I nearly fell off my bike from the shock. I gripped the handlebars tight and whispered to my friend, "Mimi, did they just talk?" But Mimi wasn't scared at all. She stood up on her hind legs, waved her tiny paw happily, and chirped back, "Hello, big flowers." The sunflowers seemed to love her greeting. A gentle, rustling laughter rippled through the field, their giant yellow petals shaking with amusement. It sounded like thousands of leaves whispering a happy secret. One of the closest sunflowers, its face as big as a dinner plate, bent its thick green stalk down a little to get closer to us. "We follow, kind travelers," it said, its voice sounding like warm honey. Another one, right next to it, added, "And you two look very kind indeed." I couldn't help but smile. Talking sunflowers! This was already the best adventure ever. Mimi was practically bouncing with joy in the basket, chattering away to our new floral friends. Feeling much braver, we decided to ride deeper into the sunflower plains. The path wound gently through the towering stalks, and everywhere we looked, there was life and activity. We saw people scattered throughout the fields, all looking perfectly happy. Some were carefully watering the bases of the giant plants with big watering cans, their faces full of care. Others had set up easels and were painting beautiful pictures, trying to capture the brilliant gold of the sunflowers on their canvases. We even saw families sitting on colorful picnic mats, laughing together and sharing delicious-looking food. The whole place felt like one big, joyful community, a celebration of nature and friendship. As we were marveling at the scene, a little girl with a bright red ribbon in her hair ran up to us, her eyes sparkling with curiosity. She couldn't have been more than 6 or 7 years old. "Are you visiting Sunflower Plains for the first time?" she asked, a huge, welcoming smile on her face. "Yes, we are," I replied, still a bit breathless from the wonder of it all. "It's absolutely amazing here." She giggled, a sound like little bells. "Oh, you haven't seen anything yet. Just wait until you see the sunflower dance." "The sunflower dance?" Mimi and I exchanged a puzzled look. What could she possibly mean by that? Just as the thought crossed my mind, cheerful, upbeat music suddenly filled the air. It seemed to come from everywhere and nowhere all at once. And then we saw it. The sunflowers began to move. They swayed gently from side to side, their huge heads nodding in perfect time with the rhythm. It was a slow, graceful dance, a beautiful ballet performed by an entire field of flowers. Bees buzzed around them, their humming adding a percussive layer to the melody, like tiny musicians playing their part. Butterflies with wings of every color imaginable fluttered in big, colorful circles, adding to the magical spectacle. Mimi, unable to contain her excitement, scurried out of the basket and climbed right up onto my shoulder to get a better view. "They're dancing for us," she squeaked, her whiskers twitching. She started to dance too, wiggling her little body to the music. It was so funny and sweet, I couldn't help but laugh. One of the sunflowers, a particularly playful-looking one with a slightly crooked petal, leaned in close to me, its giant face blocking out the sun for a moment. It whispered conspiratorially, its voice a low rustle. Want to hear a secret? I nodded eagerly, my heart pounding with anticipation. What secret could a talking sunflower possibly have? When people are kind, it said, its voice filled with pride, we grow brighter. Our gold shines even more. It straightened up and seemed to positively glow, as if proving its point. That's when I truly understood. This place wasn't just magical, it was powered by kindness. The happiness of the people and the brightness of the flowers were all connected. We rode on towards the center of the plains, where it seemed a festival was in full swing. Everyone was gathered there. Kids were running and playing hide-and-seek among the thick stalks, their laughter echoing through the air. The sunflowers were part of the party, chatting and laughing with the visitors. Some even wore funny little hats made of large green leaves, tilted at Johnny angles. A friendly farmer with a kind, weathered face and a big straw hat waved at us as we passed. He was leaning against the sunflower stalk, just chatting with it like an old friend. He saw us looking around in amazement and called out, "This land stays happy because everyone helps each other. We take care of the flowers, and they take care of us." His words warmed my heart. It was a simple truth, but a powerful one. We spent the rest of the afternoon there, talking with the people, listening to the sunflower stories, and even learning a few steps of the sunflower dance ourselves. Mimi made friends with a group of field mice who showed her the best places to find fallen seeds. As the day began to draw to a close, the sun started to set, painting the sky in breathtaking shades of orange, pink, and purple. The sunflowers slowly, gracefully, turned their faces away from us and toward the setting sun. As the last rays of light hit them, they began to glow with an intense, golden light, as if they had absorbed all the happiness of the day and were now radiating it back out. The entire field was a sea of liquid gold. It was the most beautiful thing I had ever witnessed. I knew it was time for us to go. We should be heading home, Mimi, I said softly, not wanting to break the magical spell. As if they heard my thought, the sunflowers called out in their chorus of warm voices, "All travelers are welcome back." Goodbye, friends. We waved goodbye to the glowing flowers and to all the new friends we had made. I pedaled slowly away, and as we rode out of the plains, we could still hear the faint sound of laughter and music drifting on the evening breeze. Mimi climbed from my shoulder back into the basket and gave me a tight hug. "That was the happiest field ever," she whispered, her voice full of emotion. I smiled, feeling a deep sense of peace and joy. I realized some places in the world aren't just beautiful to look at. They're full of friends, warmth, and a special kind of magic that stays with you long after you've left. And I knew, without a doubt, we would be back to visit the sunflower plains again very soon. Thanks for listening to our story. Don't forget to look for the magic in your own day. Bye for now.